Welcome to WaksBrutalTruth. I'm your host Wack, and I'm very glad that you joined me for this video. I'm diving back into the realm of AI, artificial intelligence. Now you may have already seen a video on this channel talking about the AI generation of different images. However, in this video, I'm going to dive into some other parts of AI that are currently being developed, and honestly, they're downright scary already.
In this video, I want to focus on the ability for artificial intelligence to generate voices, not just randomly generated voices, but its ability to clone someone's voice.
You may have played around with some AI already, whether that is generating voices, or images, or just asking it questions. But the implications of what it can do have not been fully realized.
Now those are a couple of very crude examples, but I was able to generate those voices simply from text on free websites. I didn't have to sign up or do anything like that. I was able to just generate that style of voice. But it goes much deeper than that with the technology that's actually out there. And there are some programs out there that'll allow you to sound like celebrities and different people from around the world. But there are some serious implications to this, and I want to get into that now. Now, my main example revolves around Todd Howard. Todd Howard is currently the game director and executive producer for Bethesda Game Studios. And there was a video that cropped up on the internet recently where Todd Howard seems to be explaining some new features for Elder Scrolls 6 that are coming in the future game. Now, before I play the audio from that video that is on the internet right now, I want to play an actual segment of an interview that Todd Howard really did so you guys know what his voice sounds like before you hear what the AI-generated voice sounds like.
Look, I mean, if I could go back in time, would never have been my plan to wait as long as it's taken for it.
So you love that world, the Elder Scrolls world?
Well, look, it's part of why I've spent more time there than anything else in my life, probably, right? So, it's deeply love it. We all do. It's a part of us, and you know, when you aren't doing it for a while, you really do miss it.
So now that you have an idea of what Todd sounds like in real life, I want to play you a section of this clip that was AI generated. Now keep in mind that this clip was designed to sound like he's speaking to a crowd. So the voice is muffled a little bit. It sounds like he's in an auditorium. There is background noise, people talking like a crowd, cheering, and all these nuanced things that allow the voice to sound just a little bit differently. But if you weren't really paying attention to what was going on, you could think that this is an official release from Bethesda and from Todd himself.
Speaking of mods, there's one I like where someone added physics to female breasts in the game, including Argonians. And it's something that should only take like an hour. It's one of those things that, as a developer, you think, oh, why didn't we do that, you know? Throughout the years, our modding community has always been a big source of inspiration for us over at Bethesda. Looking at some of the most popular mods and requests, a pattern kept emerging. Things like Sex Lab Framework and Ostem Framework, among other projects focusing on the more carnal aspects that we never thoroughly explored before in the Elder Scrolls series. We at Bethesda understand that our players want to see females having the CBBE, big fat cow body type. We understand that sometimes you just want to turn into a werewolf and ravage that hot NPC you got from a modding website. We understand that sometimes after a long and arduous adventure, you just feel the need to pump that NPC full of baby batter. With that in mind, for Elder Scrolls 6, the team wanted to embrace the gameplay opportunities that come with that to completely new levels, including body and anatomy, so naturally we had to up the ante in regards to that. On behalf of our team at Bethesda, I'm proud to announce that Elder Scrolls 6 will have fully voiced and animated sex scenes with up to 16 times the detail on the players' and NPCs' most intimate parts.
Now this video goes on for about 3 minutes in total, going further and further into detail on what things they're adding to Elder Scrolls 6. And it just ramps up and gets more expletive of the features that they're adding as the video goes on. You heard the context of what the video was about, but this isn't actually coming from Todd Howard himself, and this isn't something that Bethesda is actually announcing. In fact, there's little to no information out there about Elder Scrolls 6. There's one official trailer where it's just flying over landscape, announcing that they're working on the next edition of Elder Scrolls. Now, you may be thinking to yourself that this is just a harmless prank. However, that's where I'm going to differ from that opinion. I don't think this is just a harmless prank. I think this is a glimpse into the future of what we can expect if AI continues to develop the way that it is. I think if we can go online and generate anybody's voice at any point in time, we can really do some serious harm to companies and people and all sorts of things around the globe. We live in a society today where things pop up on social media and they're instantly taken as fact. There isn't a whole lot of fact checking that goes into finding out whether something is truthful or not. We seem to take things at face value and judge them right in that moment. And even if it does come back full circle that this wasn't something that somebody said, it doesn't matter because that judgment has already been passed. We seem to live in a society that jumps from drama to drama to drama. And some of these things take time to figure out whether they're true or untrue. And by the time something is disproved or proven to be untrue, we may be on to the next drama and not even know that the basis of the way we're thinking about a certain subject was orchestrated by an untruth. There's some serious implications and some serious damage that could be done just with the voice changer AI. A lot of the AIs that I've seen actually mimic the voice of different politicians, which means the next time one of these politicians is running for office, someone could easily use the voice changer to say something that that candidate wouldn't normally say. And it's interesting where our focus seems to be with AI. I've looked up the quote-unquote dangers and risks of AI and what the internet has to say about it. One of them obviously is job loss due to the AI. Another is social manipulation through AI algorithms. Another one is social surveillance or bias due to artificial intelligence. Widening the socio-economical inequality as a result to AI. Weakening ethics and goodwill because of AI. Autonomous weapons powered by artificial intelligence. Financial crisis brought on by AI algorithms. But none of this really goes to speak to the point that you could literally ruin someone by being able to mimic their voice and use a deep fake to make them appear like they're doing something that they didn't do. And I think it's important to remember that the artificial intelligence that the public has their hands on is not the most complicated or the best trained artificial intelligence. If anything, it's still in its infancy stages, which means it's only going to grow and get better as it continues to learn from the public. That's something else that I haven't seen a whole lot of people look at is the fact that the public is currently training all these AIs and they're doing the work for these big companies for absolutely nothing. At some point in time or at any point in time, these companies can decide, let's shut the door and take it away from the public. And now if you want to use it, you either need to be an elite or you need to pay for this service. And honestly, I think we should all be kind of terrified or at least wary of what can be done with AI. I mean, think about it this way. At any point in time, someone could take a bunch of pictures of you. They could then train a model in one of the AI art generators and make pictures of you doing things that you would never do. Additionally, someone could train one of these voices on your voice and have you saying things that you would never say. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what I believe is in store for AI in the future. I believe that it can do a lot more than what we've seen so far. Even Elon Musk, one of the pioneers and the co-founder of OpenAI Systems, has warned against AI in the past. He's seen more of what it can do, and he says we should be absolutely terrified if we continue down this path. He says it needs to be highly regulated, and I agree with him. I don't know if you can copyright your own voice, but there needs to be protections in place, especially for people in power positions where their voice can't be mimicked by an AI program. You shouldn't be able to go in and take a president's voice and make it say whatever you want to. Honestly, with the things that I see coming out and the speed at which the AI system seems to be learning, I'm worried that I'm living in a 1990s movie like Terminator. I keep expecting a future self to show up and say, hey, we've got to go blow up this building because this is where the AI is being created that's going to end up taking over the world and ultimately destroying humanity. I think it's important for us to remember that we're human. We are not going to be smarter than the AI. We're not going to beat it if we lose control. So while what I'm bringing up doesn't take us from point A to the apocalypse, I think we are on a dangerous road, and we need to be very careful and very mindful of what we engage with and what we allow to be developed. We need to have some oversight into what the AI systems are allowed to do and what the AI systems are allowed to be connected to. Now, if you think that our world is already chaotic, I've got another thing coming for you. Imagine a world like what we're in now, but where you can't believe what you see or what you hear. I mean, we already kind of live in that world already, but not as drastically as we can be if people start making nefarious audio files and videos with the AI system. Now, I could probably go on about the AI topic for some time because there's so many different facets that are out there to be explored. However, I think it's best if I leave those for future videos, and I want to hear your thoughts about this specific subject in the comment section below.